What's up, everybody? I'm Jeremy. You guys are watching Inside the Coils, and tonight we've got I don't know if I can say that yet this early into it. We've got an awesome show set up for you tonight, guys. We've got Steven from Leviathan Snakes and Shane from Small Town Exotics. We're going to be going over the 15 minutes of lame contest, the 15 minutes of lame documentary that Steven put together. We're going to find out some of what makes this contest so important and just find out more about it in general, because I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about it anyway. So this is a big thing. This is going to help me understand some of the, why it's so awesome to be a part of this and all that good stuff. We'll dive into it. If you guys got questions, feel free to drop them in the chat there as we go. Bring out Steven and Shane. We're going to run the sponsors quick, and we will dive into this immediately. Steven, what's up, dude? What's up, Shane?
How's it going?
Going good, dude. Thank you very much, both of you guys, for coming on. Steven, this was a great idea that you had. And Shane, thank you so much, dude, for hopping on board and joining us tonight as well.
Oh, my pleasure. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, thank you, man. We cannot express our gratitude enough. Helping us do the press tour for the contest and for the documentary, you're freaking awesome. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Dude, I gotta say, you've been almost everywhere that I've been watching here this week. It's been it almost seems like 2 weeks of 15 minutes. It's been big time, a promotion tour, dude. It's pretty cool.
So when was it, Shane? What? It was October when we all talked about doing a press tour to help lead up to it and all that stuff, and kind of drive the hype, try to get people interested, excited, all of that stuff. So yeah, we've been very deliberate on trying to get everywhere all at once. So have you gotten tired of us yet?
I gotta say, I've watched bits and pieces of stuff just to kind of not just that way I didn't re-ask a whole bunch of the same stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same token, I didn't want to watch everything because I wanted to learn a lot of stuff in person, in hand, tonight. So I don't want to say distance myself from it, but I kind of did distance myself on purpose just so that way, like I said, I could learn from it, because I learn better on hands-on experience instead of just watching something. It sets in a little bit better if I'm right there interacting right away with it.
Oh yeah.
So let's go through, say thank you to the sponsors of this week's episode, the sponsors links are in the description down below. Feel free to check them out, show them some love, because they show me a lot of love as well. So let's dive into our sponsors and say thanks to them.
Are you ready for a force to be reckoned with? Check out Triforce Morse. They've been in the game for 10 years. They're working in the Citron Clown Pied project along with Ghost Clowns, Ghost Pieds, the Matter Project, and Lace. That's right, folks, Lace. Everybody loves Lace. And to top it off, they're also working with Crested Geckos as well. So make sure you check out Triforce Morse. They are a force to be reckoned with. Make sure you check out Nathan at Infinite Possible Pythons. He is your guy to go to if you want to get into the Bang project. On top of it, he's working a bunch of awesome ball python projects. Kahua geckos, Leachianus geckos, Crested geckos, some scaleless corn snakes, and he is your one-stop shop for all your branding needs. So check him out. Are you ready?
Oh no, that one didn't come on.
Are you ready to take it to the next level? Then check out DTMG Pythons. Danny is best known for his awesome clown ball python projects. This year's focus is Confusion, Hurricane, and Disco Inferno clowns. He also specializes in high-end crested gecko morphs such as Exantic, Lily White, and Exantic Lily Whites, along with the Deadpool line of gargoyle geckos. Check out his morph market and Instagram, DTMG Pythons. Just buy it. Lucas.
I think I did it again.
Lucas Landon Royals produces some truly high caliber snakes. Kai has been breeding ball pythons for 6 seasons and counting. He's working toward multi-recessive combos such as DG Clown, Hypo Clown Pied, Sunset Candy Pied, and DG Exantic Pied. He's working with several other species of snakes, but next year he's going to start breeding Boa Imperators, and he also has a small group of super dwarf retics. So be on the lookout for some super dwarf cow retics. Become a royal at Lucas Landon Royals.
Now let's see if this last sponsor will actually play when I click it.
Make sure you check out Chris at S Reptilia. If you're looking for a ball python, boa, colubrid, blood python, he is the guy to go to. He's also a rat breeder on the eastern side of PA, and he is Pennsylvania's distributor of Cocoa to Go and the Chipper, which is by far the best cocoa substrate on the market today. So make sure you go ahead and check him out.
All right,
Last,
there we go.
I've got one more. This is more of, it's not a sponsor, everybody. It is a partner of ours, which I think Shane and anybody that knows the channel, you guys are going to know exactly who this is. And I firmly, I think you guys will all agree it's a awesome partner.
If you want to use the best reptile record keeping and tracking software on the market today, scan the QR code or click our partnership link in the description down below for a free 30-day trial of Husbandry Pro. I promise you, you will not regret it.
Yeah. Husbandry Pro.
I knew Shane would like that because I know Shane's on the Husbandry Pro train.
That's what I was doing when we're in the green room.
Yeah.
Putting the clutch in the Husbandry Pro and everything.
Yeah, I saw you scanning the card over there, and it's like, oh, that's pretty neat. Like,
Dude, Husbandry Pro saves me so much time. Like, so much time. It's so nice.
no, right now,
I'll actually be having Robert on, I think it's December 17th, something like that. We're going to be going over some of the changes that's going on with it and just finding out what new is coming with it. So anybody that is interested in Husbandry Pro, make sure you guys check that live out because sometimes that's where your voice gets heard as well. And some of the changes you want to see, you know, he can make notes of it and look into it the next day. So let's dive in, say hi to everybody here real quick because there's a bunch of people. And some of these people, I believe, are in the contest. Got Balls and Strikes. What's up? Thanks for tuning in. We got Sammy. What's up, Sammy? Thanks for tuning in, bro. Holly, what's up, girl? Thanks for tuning in. Tara, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in, girl. Good to see you. Steven, there we got you. Benevolent Reptiles, what's up? Paul, what? Paul, that little reel you did today, dude, it got me slightly concerned for you, dude. A little attached to that leg. That was funny, Paul. Thanks for tuning in, dude. Good to see you. Jessica, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Hold Back Rack. Everybody, make sure you guys go check out the Hold Back Rack as well.
and she was first.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, she's first. I don't know. Must be some major lag over there. Scott, what's up, dude? Congrats on the awesome clutch today, dude. That was a killer looking clutch. Here we go. Nathan, what's up, bro? Thanks for tuning in. Great seeing you. We got Shane in here as well. Which you didn't type first, Shane. Come on, man.
He did. He did.
I typed it earlier, and so it disappears after a while, you know?
Let's see here. Morph Kings. Cody, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Bohemian. Carissa, what's up? Come on. Man, I got to do something with my internet. Amelia, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. J&S Exotics, what's going on? James, thanks for tuning in. There is the girl behind Leviathan. Courtney, thanks for tuning in. Where's Courtney at?
She is upstairs right now. So she is going to be doing a live with, we can get that in a little bit because we shift all the people around. So it's not the same people every time. She's going to be doing a live with Chris on Late to the Mic this upcoming week. So.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Yeah. So Shane and I are tag team in this one.
Hey, it all works, dude. It's always good. I always enjoy having Courtney around. Courtney, I don't care what anybody says. You make videos awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I don't know if I said Bold Coast, but Bold Coast, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Pressure Pythons. Justin, what's up? Tammy, what's going on? We got the hype man himself. Kike, what's up, Kike? Good to see you, bro. We've got Aiden. What's up, Aiden? Thanks for tuning in. Rob, what's up, dude? Sundog Serpent. Sarah, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Let's see here. Mercy Morphs, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Now, my son said so. I thought he would have typed something, but Dom said he was actually him and his brother and I guess some of their friends were watching. He sent me a text. That's what I was looking at earlier. He goes, we're sitting there. Me and 12 other people are sitting here waiting, Dad. It's like, so I didn't even know my kid watched the show. Hi, Viz. What's up? Thanks for tuning in. Sean, Pride and Joy. If my mouse would click it. What's up, bro? And we got Blue Zombie. We got Gerald. What? I believe that's another 15 minutes of lame.
They sent us an awesome video today. I am super excited to share one, but it'll be this upcoming week. So.
Oh, okay. Tim, what's up, dude? Thanks for tuning in. If I miss somebody, I'm sorry. Jake, what's up, dude? The Ophidiarium. I believe that's another 15 minutes guy right there. Celtic Reptiles, what's up? Jessica says, if you're not first, you're last. Oh, God, let's see here. Hey, Courtney. I can't believe that, Courtney.
I don't want her to cramp my style.
Thank you as well, Courtney, for the super chat. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see here. What else we got? All right, that catches us up. All right. So, hold on here. I believe that's another 15 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Jared, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. So, let's dive into this, guys. But for anybody that may not know you, either of you, tell us each a little bit about yourselves. Just what your tie is to the 15 minutes of late.
You want to take it first, Shane?
All right, I'll take it. My name's Shane Kelly, Small Town Exotics. I'm a ball python breeder. I dabble in other species too. Ball python's my main gig, and I was the original 2020 15 minutes of lame winner. So that's my tie to the whole thing. So since then, I've been a judge for season.
Yep. And I'm Steven. I'm half of Leviathan Snakes, ball python breeder, just ball pythons because we are scared of the boas that we had because they were too intimidating and they were going to take our lunch money. So we only have ball pythons at the moment. But Courtney and I, we had won last year's 15 Minutes of Lame contest, the 2022 contest. And it was a lot of the stuff that Shane and Antoine did that just like set the bar like so high and made us want to be part of it. It was a lot of fun. And this year we are judges, but we only get one vote until Courtney murders Shane, and then we'll take his vote. So,
hey, I'd be scared to sleep if I was you, Steven. You might not wake up one day.
You're right.
Your vote, you know.
You're right. You're right.
It's harder for her to have access to me.
That's true.
That is very true. That is very true. But then they don't get two votes, though, Shane. If she takes him out, then they're still stuck with one. So I don't know. You might need to watch it. From how it sounds, they've kind of gotten around the whole country here a little bit, doing some filming. So they obviously don't mind traveling.
Yeah.
Corey, speak for yourself, scaredy cat. Phil, what up? What's up, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. So, all right, what is 15 minutes of lame? Because I honestly, like, all I know about it is that it's a contest, highlights different breeders in the community. Is it solely ball python people, or do they do other things? Kind of elaborate, either one of you, as far as what exactly is 15 minutes of lame and the contest?
So, you want to start, Steven?
Oh, no, I was going to say, do you want to do, like, one of us talk about the interview portion, just like of the show, and then the contest is the other person?
That'll work, yeah. Yeah, we can do it like that.
Which do you want to take, Shane? Do you want to take the contest or the interview?
You expect me to stay on topic? You're crazy. I was just going to give my elevator pitch on 15 minutes of lame. So 15 minutes of lame doesn't have to necessarily be a ball python breeder. I mean, that kind of seems to be the most popular ones. But it was kind of meant as a joke from Chris, just to like a comedy little segment that's 15 minutes long on his main show, just to like highlight some breeders and, you know, eventually laugh at them when they fail. And then lo and behold, like a bunch of us made it through those first hurdles. And like the year I competed, it was the first year of the competition. Like I was dead serious about winning. Like it wasn't a joke to me. I went the whole 9 yards, man. Like there was no way I was going to lose in my mind. Like I was going no stops. I mean, I was pulling everything out and calling all favors in and just grinding away to get votes. It kind of changes how the votes work every year. But and then once you win, you get a full 2-hour segment on Snakes and the Fat Man.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Damn, I don't know if I can.
And you get to pick your 15 minutes of lame guest on your episode. So you go from being the opening act to like headlining a stadium tour and picking the opening band. That's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Like, so the 15 minutes, like as Shane had said, started off kind of as a joke, as a way to make fun of like new ball python breeders that were just being ridiculous on like dumping their entire life savings, taking out second mortgages, things like that, and then were gone in like the first 3 years. But when like Chris interviewed people like Shane and like Patrick and like other people like that, he was like, oh wow, like these are people who are not doing it stupidly. Like these are people who are actually doing it the right way. It shifted from, instead of it being about like interviews, because it's like 15 minutes of each of Chris's episodes, he'll interview like a newer breeder or like maybe not necessarily brand new, because there are some people who've been doing it for quite a while when they get interviewed, but just not as high of a public profile is what I would say.
Yeah.
Okay.
And during that, I feel like it shifted away from being a way to kind of like tease and be comedic about new breeders, though that does still happen, and has now started becoming more of like a rookie of the year. Like you can't just get into 15 minutes of lame. Like you can't ask Chris or something like that. You have to be recommended, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to make it in. And I feel like that the work that like Shane and Antoine did throughout their contests had really, really elevated the contest itself to be something that a lot of people really strove for and wanted to attain. So I would say the way I kind of describe it to people who are outside the reptile hobby is it's like the reptile hobby's equivalent of Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
it's like America's Got Talent or The Voice or something, man. It's like and Courtney and Steven like stepped it up when they were going. I mean, they had all these skits and they did a whole bunch of funny, everyone kind of has their own flavor. So
Steven and Courtney, you guys definitely had some very unique videos or shorts or whatever, reels that were very eye-catching, especially when I think it was you had Chris and Shane bagged and you were like holding them for randomers. I'll never forget that one, dude. That was funny. It's like, oh wow, okay, we're serious about this game.
That was super fun.
I knew Steven was serious because when we went to meet up to do that, we were also going to do some interviews for what was going to, now is the documentary or whatever. But I was like, oh yeah, man, I'll do an interview or whatever. And we go up to the hotel room and Steven comes in with like lights and camera gear, like a full-on professional. I was like, oh man, this guy's the real deal, man. I'm with my stupid my little camera, and like, oh, I'll just throw this away. I don't need that thing,
We have the same camera, Shane. We both use the M50. Like,
I don't have all the accessories though.
I did see a question in the chat. So Justin from Pressure Pythons, who's killing it, absolutely killing it. But so he said that he's still kind of confused. Like, do we just send in goofy videos and that's what the contest is? And I feel like last year and this year it's changed because of the inclusion of the judges. And while the campaign is a huge part of it and getting like people to vote for you, both popular vote and getting the judges to vote for you, at least for us, the campaign is not the only thing we're looking at. We're also looking at like, how serious is somebody going to be taking this? Like, we don't necessarily want to cast our judge vote for somebody who we think in 2 years might be out of the hobby, because it might be a hobby to them. It might be fun. It might be awesome, but they're not taking it really seriously. Like, we want the people who win the contest to carry the title and add prestige to the title, at least for us. I don't know if you feel the same way, Shane.
Oh, I'm definitely the same way. Like, I worked my ass off that first year. So anyone that gets it after that, to me, is the same criteria. Like, we're handing over the title belt to somebody, you want them to carry the torch, so.
And I guess you also don't want somebody that's just in for basically a couple years and then poof, they're gone in the blink of an eye as well too. So I mean, I'm sure that like, how does like, and maybe you guys don't know, but how does Chris pick these people out? I mean, because there's so, I mean, God, there's so many breeders that are doing things the right way. And it's like, how do you go through and pick anybody out?
I don't know fully like how Chris does it. There's been a couple people that we've like recommended to him and that he's had on and stuff, but I don't know fully what he does. Shane, do you have any? You're closer to Chris than we are, so
yeah. I think it's just word of mouth. I've recommended people too, and then I've stopped doing that because certain people just didn't compete and stuff that I recommended. So I no longer put my name in the mix. But it's just like word of mouth or who stands out to them. Like, you know, I'm sure that showing up to those Zoom calls and stuff that he has, like he has one tonight too. Showing up to those and stuff like that probably will help get you in to the 15 minutes of lane. And you know, just trying to stand out amidst the sea of social media stuff, you know.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, go ahead. I apologize.
No, you're good, Steven. Now here, Aiden says that they don't have enough good stuff as of now to even think about being recommended, let alone me not knowing who does it or fully what it is. Now, does the caliber of animals people are producing have any burden on it?
Not
okay,
really.
that's what I wasn't sure. I was gonna say is like you had to be working some of these newer high-end sunset monsoon stuff in your projects in order to be like
considered.
I don't even want to say considered, but to stand out enough, I guess is maybe the way I want to put it.
I don't think so. What do you think?
I don't think so either. Although, like for me as a judge, that not really like brand new jeans or whatever, but like it's kind of like their collection. I mean, that kind of tells me how serious they take themselves and how much confidence they have in doing what they're doing. But I mean, they don't have to have like the most cutting edge whatever. I mean, it's, you know, it's just, and that's not what gets you on to the 15 minutes of lame just as the show either. I mean, so
yeah. There's been people who've gotten on who I think that it is technically criteria that you have to have a clutch, but I know there's been people who've been on the contest or been on the show who haven't had a clutch yet. But I think that that's the only one that I'm aware that he has said in the past that you have to have had a clutch to be on the show.
And there's it's not always ball python breeders. Like my buddy Matt from O'Malley's Morphs was on 15 minutes lame this year, and all he does is short tails. So it's not just.
Oh, that would all right. That's like a little sweet spot in my heart. There is short tail pythons, man.
Yeah, check out O'Malley's Morphs, man. He's a great guy. He's local to me too. He's my tattoo artist as well.
Oh, no shit. Hey, no, we're talking about Chris Eaton from Snakes and the Fat Man, not being S Reptilia, Chris.
Yeah, and I would say one more thing before you jump topic from that on like, do you need to have like amazing animals to even be considered? And I don't think that that's true. I don't think you need to have amazing animals. As Shane had said, it kind of helps show the judges how serious you are about the hobby. But I feel like that if you see somebody who spent a ton of money, but they're just all over the place and they don't like, you can spend a ton of money and that doesn't mean you know what you're doing. And like somebody who is like, I'm on a budget and I'm doing it smart and I'm not overextending myself. And you can tell that through the interviews and through like talking to them and through the animals they're producing. Again, you don't have to have like sunsets and monsoons and stuff like that, but it's more of like, does the person have the skills that they will be here for a long time?
Yeah.
And I was gonna say that there makes a lot more sense for me anyway on that aspect. Macomorph, what's up? Courtney here says if you want to be competitive in the contest, I think it would be better to wait a while and produce a few clutches. I agree with you on that one, Courtney. And in all honesty, like if Chris were to ever try to get me to come on, I don't know if I would. Just for simple fact, I wouldn't be able to dedicate the amount of time and resources that you guys probably. Well, I know Steven that like the amount of time you put into it, dude. There's no way in hell I could even remotely. God, I can't even remember to post stuff to Instagram anymore. And Shane, like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get to see your 15 minutes of lame shorts and all that stuff, but if you did it, even remotely half of what Steven did, I still probably couldn't keep up with you on that one. It just,
yeah, it's kind of weird because when I was doing it, shorts were just coming out on YouTube, and like reels weren't a thing on IG. So a lot of my stuff was like through Instagram stories, and like YouTube shorts were different back then, and YouTube and whatever, it's just different. Like it was so long ago, 3 years, but like technologies, like everything's different every year. So,
oh yeah,
use whatever's to your advantage. That's just the name of the game, you know. So, but you do got to dedicate that whole time. Like when I was competing, like I would just my normal YouTube channel. I was doing 2 videos a week back then, and like those were like I was just doing quick videos with low editing because all of my time was dedicated to getting votes. Yeah,
I think that what you were saying, Jeremy, on like you're not sure if you'd be able or you'd want to be part of the 15 minutes of lame just because you're afraid that you couldn't commit to campaigning at the level that you'd want to when it comes around to it. What's up? I think that it is a lot of work. And when we did it last year, I think it was like 6 weeks or something like that the campaigns went on. This year it's like 3.5 weeks or so. I think it's much more doable this year. I feel like that, honestly, the campaign is what makes it so worthwhile. Like, it's not about winning, and it's not necessarily about the interview, that the interview helps out a lot. It's that when you campaign, you have the perfect excuse to collaborate with so many different people in the reptile hobby that are both part of the contest and outside of the contest. So it's an amazing networking opportunity. If you're part of it and you reach out to, like Antoine, when he was campaigning, he had Justin endorse him. So like that was one of the things. There are reaching out to so many different people in the hobby and saying like, hey, I'm competing in this year's 15 minutes of lame contest. Would you want to collaborate with me on this video? Or would you want to do an endorsement video? It's not necessarily about competing. It's, as Courtney joked about it, I think in Mike's live we did with it, it's the friends you make along the way, like, is what makes it so valuable. Like
I have people from my year like John Feely and Corey Martin and Jeremy Bod's Exotics and stuff. Like I met them pretty much through that contest, and you know I still like message and like Jeremy Bod and John Feely and stuff. They're still my friends to this day. So.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like we met Shane, we met Chris like in person through the contest. So
yeah, it's definitely a good networking opportunity. And even if you don't like win the title belt, like you still get a lot of exposure and make a lot of friends and contacts and stuff along the way. So it's a good overall experience. But you have to participate. You have to participate in it. Like
I think that's the one big thing is just even if you are nominated or you get like your little 15 minutes during one of Chris's episodes, just that exposure would be well worth it. That alone in itself, I think, is a big deal. I do have to say that. Brandon, Nixon Reptiles, what's up, dude? Thanks for tuning in, bro.
So this is related to the contest, but also like a little bit of like, I guess like marketing theory and stuff. But a lot of times, like when we come, like essentially we are all reptile breeders. And the reason why we're on social media, besides the fact that we like the community and we're talking to our friends, we are trying to market our businesses. So that way, hopefully we can sell animals. And one thing that is really, when it comes to brand marketing specifically, it's not necessarily what you say about your own brand, because people are like, yeah, of course, Steven's going to say that they make amazing snakes and they have great quality and they have great customer service. Instead, what really establishes your brand is if you're thinking about an individual person, what makes somebody's individual reputation is what other people say about them. And that's what the contest is amazing at. It gets the entire reptile community talking about the people as part of the contest and what they're doing. And when you have us talking about stuff that like Reggie did last year or Antoine did or anything like that, it is building up everybody's reputation, and subsequently it's building up their brand value, because teaching, or it's telling people who are watching and listening and seeing all this content, like, oh, here's other people that everybody seems to know except for me. I need to go figure out who this is.
Yeah. Real quick, everybody, Holly has, if you guys don't know, check Holly out there at Texoma Exotics. One, she's got an awesome live stream that she does 2 times a week. Plus, she has been helping me out big time with making this show look professional, because let's face it, we didn't have these awesome backgrounds and all that stuff before. So if you guys are interested, hit Holly up. If you want to jazz up any of your logos or jazz up like your live backgrounds, any of that stuff, hit Holly up as well, please. Because she's helped me out big time on that aspect. Because I'm not gonna lie, I really just kind of bare minimum stuff sometimes, and she's like, nah, we can make this better. So thank you, Holly, greatly appreciate it. Anyway, back on topic. Mike has how do I want to word this? Have either of you noticed a big uptick in anything after being on the 15 minutes? Like people coming out saying, hey, you know, we saw you on 15 minutes, you know, any of that stuff? Like, has it helped you out in the end game, I guess, is my big question.
For us, 10,000%, but I'll let Shane talk first. So
yeah, same answer. Yeah, like it just opens you up to a whole bunch of different circles of networks, you know, all the different little networks of circles. But yeah, I've had people like, oh, hey, I heard your 15 minutes of lame, and oh, I heard you on the Snakes and the Fat Man. Like, I'm forever tied. I still get messages on like sales pitches to give to Chris. I'm like, I'm not his assistant here, man. Like, I'm like forever tied to him. So, you know, but yeah, it's opened up a whole bunch of doors, and I don't know, it just adds legitimacy, I guess, too. Like, you know, you get the seal of approval from Chris Eaton. So,
yeah,
okay,
I completely agree with that. I feel like that for us. So like we got into the reptile breeding hobby in 2020. So we were in for about 3 years when we did the contest. Like we were in our third season and all that stuff when we did it. And I feel like that before the contest, like maybe some people, like we were friends, Jeremy, but I didn't, like, I knew Shane because I watched his YouTube videos, but we didn't, like, Shane didn't know us before the contest and all that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that having done the contest and having done like well in the contest, that it raised our profile from being just simply like, oh, like new breeders who maybe know how to use a camera and can take some cool pictures, to like people talk. I would say like every time we go to shows now, somebody will come up and like reference the contest, or they'll reference the documentary, they'll reference our YouTube channel. And that wasn't happening before. And I do think it's like the visibility of the contest helped people remember who we were, not just like seeing a random picture of a snake that we might have posted, but they don't remember us. I think that that's one of the things that the contest did for us.
Yeah, okay. And like Steven was saying too, like I knew who they were or whatever, but like we didn't have like any kind of like contact or whatever. But then through the contest or whatever, hell, I went and slept at his house and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like they're in the inner circle. They're in my inner bubble now, you know. So.
Oh, okay. See, now that's a neat ad. Like, I guess that's something I never really truly thought of. As you know, there's benefits coming out of this whole thing. In all honesty, that's really cool, though.
And Steven's going to learn this year that being a judge is almost as much work as being a contestant, man. It is like you are constantly scanning to see what everyone's doing and getting tagged and all this stuff. And yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. I am stoked to be like a judge this year. I just find it so much fun. And while I'm already a little jealous because I feel like people are already making awesome reels, they'd be like, oh, this would be so funny. But we don't want to take it away from the people who are competing this year. So we're going to hold off. We're not going to do that. We might do like 1 or 2 reels like ourselves throughout it. But I'm stoked to be a judge for it. I am so happy that Chris allows us to continue to be part of it, because I don't know, I'm really proud of what the contest has become, and I am so thankful for Chris to having started it all, and Shane and Antoine for, if it wasn't the work that they've done, it's grown every year.
Right.
Now, who are all of the judges? I mean, obviously you two, and then who else?
Donato, who is a lifelong friend of Chris's, and he was a partner in Chris's ball python breeding business, Eyeballs. And then so it's us three, and then the tiebreaker will be Antoine if there's a tie. And then the popular vote counts as 25%.
Okay. I'm surprised Chris doesn't have Antoine in there as an actual judge and just the tiebreaker, because Antoine carries a lot of weight like you guys do. Holy crap.
I think he was, but Antoine was moving this year, and he didn't want, Chris didn't want to like bog Antoine down with like having to commit to like going on a bunch of lives and all of that stuff. Though Antoine 100% was like, yeah, I'll do it, whatever you guys need. But I think that was part of it.
That's right. I forgot Antoine did move. I forgot about all of that. Courtney here says, right, I was so excited to be a judge, and now I'm like, oh no, this is going to be hard.
Oh no, I can already say, just from like watching the reels and what people have done, I'm gonna be like, what's gonna happen when you have like equally amazing people who did great, and who are we gonna vote for? What are we gonna do? And Shane had to do that last year, like.
Oh, I go through everyone's original interview in the month of December and re-listen to everything. What'd she say?
I didn't even hear it.
Cash bribes.
Oh, cash bribes is what she said.
I thought she said something about fries. I'm like, are we ordering McDonald's here, Courtney, or something?
I thought she said something about brides. I was like, I'm already married.
Oh, shoot. Way to derail us, Courtney.
So I apologize. I was distracted. Shane, what did you say on how you like picking people last year? Because I can't imagine how hard that must have been.
Well, like I go through and I listen to all the original interviews, and and then so that way it's all fresh in my head and all that stuff. And then I make a little list on my phone and kind of pick my favorite interviews. And then as the competition goes on, I kind of add little pluses or minuses to them. And then by the end of the contest, though, you know who the standouts are. So, but in the beginning, though, I try to be fair and give everyone a chance. And then, there's always somebody that's not participating. So then at that point, I don't even have to have them on the list, and it makes my job a little easier. So,
see, now is it? I mean, you would think if you accept the whole 15 minutes to come on, you would think you would at least put a half-ass attempt to put a little bit of effort into it. Have there been many people that haven't participated really in it?
Yeah, there's a handful every year.
Yeah, I would say, and I don't know how it was on yours and Antoine's year, but last year, I feel like that there were some people who took it very seriously and they put in a lot of work to it. I also feel like that there were some people who just didn't care and they weren't doing the contest. And that was just like, yeah, I'm not doing it. Just go ahead and write me off. But then there were people who didn't bow out of the contest, but didn't put any work into the contest. And there were times where, like, I feel like that they thought that their own brand that they had established beforehand was going to carry them through it. And that's just not how this contest is. It's not a popularity contest of who has the most followers beforehand. Like,
right.
Obviously, I guess that's how I almost viewed it up until now, is that it was almost kind of like a popularity contest type of deal. And I guess that like
there is a popular vote. There is a popular vote, but it's only 25%.
Okay. So the judges have 25% of the vote, correct? Popularity has 25%.
Yep.
Where's the other 50? Is that all on Chris?
Each judge has 25%.
Okay. All right. That I was gonna say. All right, now where's the?
So
that makes more sense.
Well, actually, Steven has 12.5 and Courtney has 12.5.
We don't even get 12.5. We have one. We can do one vote, and I think that's gonna. Chris said he wants to cause division in our marriage, so I'm gonna end up have to divorce Courtney in order to get the whole vote. I don't know what happens to the vote in that situation. Like,
well, I don't know. There was some insurance talk, Steven.
Right,
so you might want to start watching. Have somebody taste your food before you eat everything and all that good stuff.
So the reason why I think that this setup for it, like the 25% popular vote, Shane gets 25%, Courtney and I have 25%, Donato has 25%, and then Antoine is the tiebreaker. I think that helps out so much because it's not just a popularity contest. You can have 300 followers, and you might be going up against somebody who has 50,000 followers, but so what? The person who gets 50,000 followers might have a better shot at getting the popular vote just because they can get more people to vote for them. That's cool, but there's still 75% of the vote that you can get based off of what you're doing in the hobby, what you're doing in the contest, all the work that you're putting in. And I think that it makes it where anybody can win. It's not just who has the biggest audience coming into the contest.
Right.
See, and that's one thing that I didn't really realize. So I was like I said, I kind of thought, well, hell, it's a popularity contest type of deal. And how, some of these high-end people, how the hell are you going to even compete against that crap? That makes it a lot more makes more sense. That really levels the playing field a lot. Yeah. Unless, of course, someone starts paying off the judges with, who knows, like, say, free monsoons or something.
Oh, that was a thing. Was that your year, Shane?
Yeah, there was a guy trying to bribe for votes when I competed. Yeah, Hurricane Clown. For the record, though, I was like, I'll go heads up with him. He can bribe all he wants, but he got booted from the contest. But
okay. James here says seems very fair. Balls and strikes. I do feel whoever does eventually win, and it has to be someone willing and able to carry the FMOL torch. Yes. To really be that brand ambassador. I do agree with you on that one. I really do, because I mean, look at what the two guys we got here tonight that are previous winners, and look what they're carrying that torch and they're proud of it. Now let's dive into the documentary a little bit. What in the world, Steven, were you thinking wanting to do a documentary, travel the whole country, and on top of having the family and the baby, the snakes? How did you find time for all this? And what was kind of just what made you want to go ahead and do all of this? Because that's a lot to take on.
Okay, so there's quite a bit. And I know you have to go at 9, right, Shane?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
okay.
We're good.
So
we're good.
So I'll try to be like somewhat brief on some, but then we can get into more detail later on. So that way we have. When it comes to the documentary, I have my undergrad is in English. My master's degree is in creative writing. I love storytelling. What I wanted to do in college was if I could make $30,000 a year, just enough to barely survive, making a full-time living, writing fantasy novels. I was like, that's my dream. That's all I want. But that's also wanting to be a full-time fantasy novelist is like wanting to be a rock star. There's very, very few people who actually do it. And I still love storytelling. I still love all of that. And when we got into the reptile hobby, I felt like that the reptile hobby has, when it comes to very kind of niche interest, there's nobody that's doing films in the reptile hobby, like real films. And not that our thing's a real film; it's a YouTube video. I don't want to set people's
expectations. Don't let me spoil you. It's a real film. I've seen parts of it. It's real.
It's an hour and what? It's over an hour long, dude. That's a freaking film.
It is an hour and 25 minutes. It is a feature-length film, but we made it. It's not like we're a Hollywood studio or something. I just don't want people to get I don't want people to get the wrong expectation on it. So
you would think it came out of a Hollywood studio, man. It looks every bit as good as anything like you see on Netflix or anything like that. So don't let them fool you. This is high quality, Matty Happoa type filmography stuff. It's really good. Don't sell yourself short, Steven.
So
just his normal. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, Steven. Just his normal YouTube videos stand out with all the lighting, and that's just the norm. I can only imagine the above and beyond that he went through just for all of this.
I'm very, very excited. It's just real quick, Southern Maryland, Aiden. It comes out on December 1st at 9 p.m. We're going to be doing a live at 8 p.m. It's going to be on ours and Chris's Snakes in the Fat Man channel. So we're going to do it live to kick off the contest and to kick off the documentary at 8. 9 is when it premieres. It's a live premiere. During the premiere, we're going to be giving away signed posters and DVDs of the documentary, and it's signed by Shane, Antoine, Chris, Courtney, myself, Justin, and Brittany Gobble. So we're pretty excited. So hopefully there's only 100 that are printed, so we're kind of trying to do it. You're not actually supposed to watch the DVD. It's a collector's piece. But we're going to be giving some away during the premiere. So definitely stop in and watch the premiere live, and we'll just be randomly picking people out of the chat to get them stuff. So,
like Oprah, you get a DVD.
That's right. Yeah, we're excited. So so that was like the drive. Is I love storytelling. I think it's really cool, and I feel like that there is a lack of. Oh, and Donato too. Donato's signing it too. I apologize, Donato. And Brian. Oh man, I forgot. I'm forgetting everybody. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say something, but I was like, well, maybe they dropped off. I don't know.
No. That's my bad. I'm sorry. And I real quick. I know I'm getting off subject, but I had to take down and re-upload the documentary, like the premiere, 3 different times. So just in case you've hit the notification bell, make sure you go back and check that you have hit the notification bell, because I've had to re-upload it because I spelled Brian's name wrong in the subtitles one time. I spelled somebody else's name wrong in one of them. I had another typo another time, but it should be good now. But just if you've checked, if you've gone previously and hit the notification bell, you might need to go back and do it again. Anyways, so it is I was really excited about storytelling. I felt like that there was a lack of documentary films within the reptile hobby space. And I wanted to do a documentary for the ball pythons for a while. And there was different things that we had thought of. What if we did one on our sunset project? But that's fine. That could be good. And I'm not saying that we won't do something like that in the future, but it also takes multiple years, and there's no guarantee that we're going to hit something that's worthy of a documentary. We don't want to do this whole time of here's how we got into the sunset project and how we took this big leap of faith when we were very, very new as breeders, and we get a single gene sunset. That's the highlight of that's just not the case. That's not enough. Another one we had thought about was doing one on a dinker project, 2 dinker projects that we've imported from Africa, but we haven't even gotten clutches from them yet. So again, it's just further out. And then when the contest happened, it was this could be the plot line. This our trying to win the contest. This could be it. And I feel that is what did. I wanted to do a documentary in the reptile hobby, and the contest provided a perfect opportunity because it's a natural story of essentially characters who are proactively trying to achieve something.
Yeah. And like I said, when I showed up to do some reels and an interview and I seen all this camera equipment, I was like, man, this guy takes this real serious, and then yeah. So, and then when I did an interview at his house too, I went down to his house, and man, I mean, he had the backyard set up. I mean, the neighbors were probably pissed. They were probably like, where's the sunblock at and stuff, but
I really like videography. I find it super fun, and I like getting into doing all the different lighting stuff, different video techniques. I just find it really fun, and combined with the reptile hobby and just storytelling, I feel like it all fits together really, really well.
Yeah. See, Gerald here says, wait, I just heard a rumor, Steven, that you and Chris forgot about me in the 15 minutes of late.
You're right. I got to go in. I got to update the slide again, or to the credits, because in the credits we list every single person who's been part of the 15 minutes of lane. So,
okay.
But no, we got you, Gerald.
Charlie, what's up, dude? Thanks for tuning in. And I got to give these guys a shout out too. We got KG and D in the house. Bomb Projects. What's up?
KG, getting it, man.
He's really tall, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I've been hearing that every time I've ever seen KG, I've never met him in person, but he's always on. He's always on there with Keys and stuff on Hair Down Fridays. But he's always cleaning tubs or something. He's always sitting down. So I've never really, I don't have much to really compare him to.
So KG and Ray are both really tall, and I'm kind of tall, but not really tall. Like I'm 6'1", which is a little on the tall side, but not super tall. But because of that, I almost never have to like really look up. I might look up like a little bit, but I'm not like craning my head. The first time I met KG and Ray, I'm offended that you're making me look up like this. This is some bullshit. Like Ray's another one. Ray's doing the contest too this year, right?
Yeah. Ray's on too.
No.
Oh, that's right. Ray is in the contest as well. I forgot about that.
Yep, Ray's and Keys. So it's a really, I feel like when you look at not just the winners, but the people who've been in the contest, there are a lot of names that you're like, oh, I know who they are. Like they're very prominent in the hobby. I feel like that it is of like newer breeders. I feel like that the 50 minutes of lame are like, these are the people you need to be paying attention to.
Gotcha. Now, where all did you have to go to do all the filming and stuff? Because Shane was saying that he went to your place a little bit. Did you go over there and film stuff at his place? And where all did you have to go to do all the filming?
So the very first trip we did it was Knoxville, right? When we came up for that, the show and everything. And that was our first attempt at doing anything. I think we only used like 4 seconds of the interviews from the Knoxville trip in the big, like the actual documentary, just because it was the first time I was interviewing people and my questions were too direct. It didn't feel like a natural conversation. It felt like somebody was answering a question. And after I went through that footage and I realized like, oh, we need to get way more and it needs to feel more natural. It needs to feel like that there's just a conversation and that the camera is like, you're a fly on the wall kind of thing, watching this conversation happen. And we flew up to New York City, and there we interviewed Chris, Brian from Samson Snakeatorium, and Donato from Blind Mice Reptiles. And that was a blast. They're amazing. Like Chris is an amazing host. It was a really, really good time. Great food. And it was just really fun. It's like when you get to like, because these are the first time we had met him in person. Chris, we had met in person one other time. But when you hang out with people that you maybe like know online, and it just feels like you're friends for years. That's what it feels like. I don't know if it's the same for you, Shane, but that's just what it's felt like every time hanging out with like all of these people throughout the reptile hobby. So we did that one. Shane, so we did that. We recorded interviews with them, and then we came back down. Shane came down to us the second time to get like a longer, better interview with Shane. That was just, we sat out there probably until like 2 a.m. just talking. Like, oh yeah, it was a really
good food, and then went and did an interview. It was really nice.
Oh yeah, we did have good food. That was the Frog Hollow Steakhouse. It was amazing. We'll have to do it again. We'll do it again.
That does sound good. Steak in general, I mean, how you can't go wrong with steak dinner and then sitting around bullshitting.
I'll get to that question in 2 seconds. We went down to Justin's, and it's the first time it's the first and only time we've been to like Canova's facility. Amazing. It was super, super cool experience. They were awesome. And we got to interview Justin, got to talk to Chase and Summer and Josh, and it was just a really, really good time. And Chase is just honestly nicest person in the world. Like all of it was great. Justin was really, really insightful things from his interview. And then later on, we went to North Carolina and we met up with Antoine and we interviewed Antoine there. I think that's all of the trips that we made. So pretty much the East Coast is what we were, all the way from New York down to like Georgia. So
okay. Now, with what Mark had asked, what was the budget for this? Because I mean, all that driving, or maybe you flew. Either way, that's a lot of money flying out just for.
Yeah. So
for a movie.
I did not actually like track hardcore like this is what we're paying for like this, but we flew up to New York. We did the trip to Knoxville, Gainesville, North Carolina. I would say on travel we probably spent $1,000 to $2,000, and I like if you want to include the equipment, but I don't really include the equipment because we buy that for like the YouTube channel and just regular stuff. Oh, there's easily $10,000 worth of equipment that we have, like for all of this. Like between and then we have the DVDs. I think that it ended up the DVDs and posters. It was like $1,000 that we split with Chris on that one, so it wasn't all just us. And then we may, once it's out, I may run some YouTube ads as like a marketing budget for it to try to. I feel like that doing stuff like this helps get it out to the hobby and like people who are already part of it. But I also want to try to get it out to people who are not as deep into the hobby as we all are, and everybody in the chat is. So I might run some YouTube ads to promote it, and that might be like another $500 or something. So I would say maybe straight up documentary, $3,000 maybe at the high end at the end of the day. But if you include equipment, a lot more than that.
Okay.
So
KG here said way under budget.
One thing we're actually going to do, doesn't actually have to do with the contest, but one of the things I would change is it was super fun. I'm super happy that we did it. And I think that it was great to like get to network and meet everybody that we did. I feel like the scope of it was a little bit too big for our very first like feature thing. Like, I think that what we want to do this upcoming year is rather than trying to get like 10 different people across the country and getting them all to be part of one thing, is like focus on an individual breeder and like follow that individual breeder for like 4 or 5 days, get a ton of footage of them, just like doing their regular stuff, maybe vending a show, all of that, and then sit down interview with that person and like their family and maybe close friends in the hobby, and build it around individual breeders. So we're going to do like a mini series this upcoming year, where right now I think we have Bob Vu. We're going to be following him around for March Tinley, and we'll like do all that. At some point we got to nail down details. So it's still kind of flexible, but like Josh Lundberg, Troy from Best Dressed Balls, Brock Wagner, Patrick from Chimera. She hasn't fully committed to it yet either. So we got to peer pressure him into committing to it. So, but those are just that's one of them that we want to do for this upcoming year.
Okay. So that's actually a pretty cool little idea though.
Yeah. I like that.
I know one thing. I say it's really cool. I know one thing though. Don't follow me around, Steven. God, you want a shit show of a video? Follow me around, dude. Or God, ask Kara her thoughts about me doing all this.
Hey guys, I actually got to jump off.
Okay. Thank you so much, Shane.
You have anything you want to say before you hop off, Shane, about any of the 15-minute stuff?
Vote and watch the 15 Minutes of Lame documentary. Big shout out to Stephen and Courtney for doing that. Man, I can't wait to watch the whole thing myself. So thank you guys. And thank you for having me on, Jeremy.
Hey, Shane, no problem, dude. I actually, one of these days, I want to have you on to do a solo live and just kind of dive into some things with you as well. So we got to set that up at some point.
All right. Well, everyone have a nice night. Rock on.
Thanks, Shane. Have a good one.
We'll catch you later, man. Jeremy, friend.
All right, and then there were two. No, dude, that was awesome having Shane on, because I know sometimes on how Shane's a very busy guy. I know I think Adam had a hard time finding a time that lined up for Shane to come on.
He works nights, so
yeah.
So it's like almost always when people are doing their lives, he's actually at work.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
that makes sense then.
But yeah, that's one of the reasons why he has such a. You have to get a day if you're going to do a nighttime show. You have to be a day where he just has off. So
I gotcha. That makes sense, and that makes sense then. But yeah, dude, no, that's a really neat idea. I like that idea of following the people around, seeing what their day to day is, and kind of lets people get to know everybody a little bit more as well. Kind of they get to see life a little bit through their eyes, their struggles. It's a really good idea, dude.
One thing, and again, we're not 100% sure exactly how it will all go, depending on exactly what the situation is. I've told this to like Courtney, but our thing is we're doing this just out of fun. Like, it's not like YouTube, I'm sure, is going to pay us like maybe $20 based off of like how many views they're going to get. And that's going to be like a great video. But if when it comes up, if anybody is interested and you are into videography or stuff like that, when we're doing these different shoots, we may potentially be looking for like an extra like person as like crew to like man an extra camera or do like audio stuff. So if you guys are interested, reach out to us and we can figure out like if we're going to be shooting near you, and you don't have to like fly out to us or anything like that. And it's like you're already going to be at Tinley and you want to help out, let us know. Like, so.
Awesome. No, when you went up to Chris up in New York, did you guys drive?
We flew to that.
Oh,
All right, so we flew, and that sounds like kind of bougie and all that stuff rather than like driving. We flew the cheapest flight that I could possibly find. It was Spirit Airlines, and I don't know. Have you ever flown Spirit?
Dude, I haven't flown. Oh, God, I think I was 12 or 13, flew down to Tennessee, and that was the trip from hell. And I've never flown in anything other than a biplane after that.
Okay. All right. Let me explain this journey going on Spirit. So, because I think it's pretty funny. So, I notoriously am fairly cheap when it comes to stuff that I feel like it doesn't matter a whole lot. So, like, for example, if you're going to fly somewhere, you could spend more money and fly on like Delta or something, and it might be a bit more comfortable. Or you could get a cheaper ticket and fly on Spirit, and you're still getting there in the same place. So it's like the flight doesn't matter that much to me. So I have in the past always gotten the cheapest flights, and I've made some really bad decisions because I like didn't pay attention to the little asterisk on the time. Which apparently, when you see an asterisk next to the time when you're booking it, it means that there's a layover that goes to the next day. So I've gotten us stranded in like Denver airport for like 12 hours before. Anyways, so for this specific trip, did not have an asterisk, so I knew that I wasn't making that mistake. But we booked this Spirit flight, and Courtney's like upset with me because she's saying like you can't even have a carry-on, or you can't have a check bag. You can't even have a carry-on. You can only have a personal bag. It's February. It's gonna be winter in New York City. We're gonna be cold. I'd be like, we could just put on like extra pairs of jeans. We'll walk in with like 3 pairs of jeans. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. And she's just like, I am not wearing 3 pairs of jeans and going through security while we're going through this. So. Anyways, we get there, we get through security and all that stuff. We have my personal bag is filled with camera equipment. And then I just have like the clothes on my back. And then Courtney's personal bag, because it's just like a small book bag, has like our change of clothes and things like that. So when we get on to the flight, we get on, and the backs of the seat usually have like a little pouch. Like if you're thinking like a car seat where you can like put like stuff behind the seat most of the time. Spirit doesn't have that. Instead, they have bungee cables that are strapped to the back of the seats that are holding in like the little like pamphlet that shows like if the plane goes down in the ocean, pull out your cushion to like act as a flotation device. So we're kind of like making fun of it for this. And as we go to take off, like you go, and as you're taking off, the like engines are really, really loud because it's like taking off from the runway and it's going up in the air. And these engines are loud. They're like, wah, like you have to like shout to hear the person right next to you, wah, like as they're going, like, oh my God, this flight is going to be absolutely terrible. It sounds like we're riding a lawnmower through the sky. Like they're that loud as we're flying up. And then all of a sudden, as we start to get to cruising altitude, the engines just stop. Like it's like, wah, just silence. And we're like, oh, I didn't like that. That was just terrible.
Bring the engines back. Bring the engines back.
Yeah. So we made it. It was fine. It was a perfectly smooth flight. But yeah, like that's our experience on Spirit. So
yeah. See, when I flew, my mom did a lot of flying. So she was always, oh, you'll love it. You'll love it. You'll love it. So she gave me the window seat. And I've got a problem with if I'm passenger on anything, I'm out like that. Like I will fall asleep in the blink of an eye, not even try it. So you put me in a plane, I'm awake for the takeoff. I wake up for the landing.
I have one extra story about it that I'd forgotten until Courtney put it in the chat. So before we even leave, we're all in the plane. We're on like getting people loaded up, and the doors close. And after a little bit, the pilot comes over the intercom on the plane, and they're just like, "Hey, everybody, just letting you know that we might have a little bit of a delay. Check engine light is on, and we're having the mechanics come out and check it out before we take off." And we're like, "Okay, cool, whatever." That's a little concerning because we're on Spirit, and they have the check engine light on a plane. It doesn't sound like a good thing. And about 5 minutes goes by, and like the plane was on, and it completely shuts off. And then it comes back on within like 5 minutes. As it comes back on, the pilot comes back and it's like, "All right, the check engine light is off. We're cleared for takeoff." And it's just like, did they just start and stop the? Did they turn on and off the plane and it turned the light away and we're just leaving now? Like,
Did they just reset this thing?
yeah.
Oh,
It was a good
man.
time. It was a good time. It provided a much funnier story than if we had flown Delta or something like that. So,
Well, that sounds like a very unique. Yeah, it sounds like how Paul said on how if you fly Spirit, you're just praying the whole time. That kind of
it is accurate. It's accurate.
basically
But
describes that experience.
what do you want? A safe, easy, like boring journey, or do you want the adrenaline rush of thinking that you might die? I mean, really, pros and cons here.
Hey, I mean, hey, let's face it. I mean, I like to live life on the edge a little bit, and I always enjoy a good story. And I'm a big cheapskate, so I would choose Spirit for many reasons.
No, it was good. It was fine. I don't want anybody to think that it was a bad experience, but it was certainly the garage sale of airline flights.
Oh, Troy here says they had the check engine light. They were delayed 3 hours leaving Las Vegas because they had the plane worked on and didn't have the mechanics' paperwork signed off. Oh God, yeah, that would make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Okay.
Yeah, nah, yeah. My anxiety would maybe be a little on the high end for that one.
I like Blue
Amelia's
Ridges.
plane's looking, but did you die? That is true, Amelia. That is true. Did you make it? Now, here's the other big thing. Did you at least get peanuts? Did they give you any peanuts, Steve?
No, I've repressed a lot of that memories. Like, I don't think so.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, so we flew up there. Everywhere else we drove. So when we were able to do that one because Chris had a lot of like the lighting equipment up there. But when we went other places, like we would bring our own equipment and stuff. So,
which that makes sense. Yeah, I guess if you're going up there to visit him, you really, I mean, most of us have at least seen one episode of Snakes and the Fat Man. Chris has his lighting and everything down pretty well, so that's one thing you probably really didn't have to worry about too much on that one. Courtney remembers that she didn't repress any of the memories. No peanuts. Damn, that sucks. No water or you had to pay extra. Steven, you really cheapened out on that trip. You didn't pay the extra for the peanuts.
That's true.
Those could have been the best peanuts of your life, dude.
They might have been the last peanuts of my life.
That's true. When that engine stopped and you hit cruising heights, you might have choked on it thinking that was it.
But yeah, it was fun. I really liked traveling all over for it. And so we spent a year working on the documentary, like between travel, getting the footage, and actually like editing it. It took us, it's right around a year, maybe a little bit more than a year to actually get everything together because we started on it during last year's contest. So you had said at the beginning that you didn't really know like what the contest was, and you just kind of knew that a lot of people talked about it. What did you think?
My initial take of it, and I will be completely upfront and honest with you on this one too, because my thought is, what is the big deal about it? Because Chris isn't in the industry as far as breeding anymore. So it's like, okay, so on what grounds does he have to be picking people for this? Because he's not in it anymore. And then on top of it, it was kind of like, like I said before, like how do you go and you pick out random people that are either made on different various aspects of the journey of breeding? How do you go through and pick out anybody when there's probably so many people that are doing it right?
Mm-hmm.
It just really confused me. It also came across as a popularity contest type of deal, like we spoke about earlier, which, now I'm seeing that it's the popularity thing doesn't get you really anywhere with it. Like
It can help. It can help. Like
but it only gets you that 25%. You got to worry about the other 75.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So it's possible.
This has been an eye opener for me. But yeah, it's just kind of there's a lot of stuff that made me really hesitant on it. But then, like I said, that's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on and Shane on, because it would help me understand a little bit more about this.
Yeah, and so I think a couple different things. One, I'll say just because it's a little bit faster. So popularity can help. You could, if you have a huge platform and you campaign really well and you get a lot of your audience to vote for you, it's very likely you are going to have an easier time getting votes than somebody who has 300 followers. Like, it's just true. Like, if you have 50,000, that's true. So let's say that person who has the really big audience gets the popular vote. They get 25% of the points. That there are 3 other judges. So let's say each judge, for some reason, each person picked somebody else because there was like so many people who campaigned well and so many people who are doing things the right way, but everybody had slightly different like tastes. So maybe somebody's humor appeals to Shane more than it appeals to us. So Shane votes for them and we vote for a different person. And then Donato can vote for a different person. So it could be very easy to get a 4-way tie. Popular vote being one person, and then each judge voting for a separate person. In that case, there is essentially like 4 finalists, and Antoine would be the decider. He would pick of those 4 people who gets to like win. So in order to win, you absolutely have to have not just a popularity contest, but you have to have at least one judge, whether that is Shane, us, Antoine, or Donato, voting for you as well. And that judge is essentially not looking at it as a popularity contest. They're looking at it as, who do I think is going to carry the title the best? And because of that, that's why it's like the popularity contest can help, but we didn't win the popular vote. We came in 3rd on the popular vote.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we won because it was Jana won the popular vote. Andrew won Antoine's vote from Redwood Pythons, and then Shane and Donato voted for us. So we actually won because of the judges.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys went through so much on like to do that one. Like, I mean, I remember watching the reels and shorts. I forget which one. I guess they were reels because I think it was on IG.
Yeah,
and it's just like, wow, like you guys went what I consider above and beyond, like more effort into it than what I would have been able to put into it. But it was cool. Like it's neat to see people get excited, wound up into it. My big thing was I just didn't understand the big hype behind it. But now after tonight, I can understand it a little bit more.
So the hype, and it's weird because there's the contest itself, and like you had said, like, why does Chris like get to be the one who decides this? And realistically, Chris isn't the one who decides it. Like, Chris is the one who started it, and he kind of provides the platform, but Chris doesn't really have much to do with picking the winners at all. Like, because he's not a judge, he doesn't do the popular vote. He essentially just provides the platform, and he works his ass off to market it. So he is promoting so many different people, and he's doing all of this for free. In fact, he's actually paying money. I think it cost him I think it was last year, like $1,600 to pay for the software that handles all of the votes, because there was like 20,000 votes that came through. So he is, and that's not including like all of the extra stuff that he does, because he sends people who are part of the contest T-shirts. He sends them a pin that you can only get for being part of the contest. Chris puts a ton of his own money into it, and he's not a breeder. It's not like it's marketing value for him. Chris is doing this, and this is what people who don't know Chris well or have only seen like a little bit of his show, they see somebody who at first glance is very, very negative about the ball python hobby. Chris puts in so much work, so much time, so much effort, so much energy promoting the ball python hobby and promoting smaller people, because realistically, he doesn't get anything out of like the contest. He doesn't get snakes sold. He doesn't get like extra people really watching his show beyond the people who are already watching it before. He is just advertising new people in the hobby. He is helping other people grow their brands, and he is investing so much of his own time and money and effort. He's doing it because he loves it. And he might disagree with me, and he might like say like, you're disowned. I'm revoking your title. Chris does it because he genuinely loves the hobby. And I don't care what he says. Like, that's why he does the contest.
Mark here said, who knows? You might be doing this next year. Mark, I will not be doing it, dude, because I said it earlier. I do not have the time or the energy to put what is required to grab these judges' attentions into it. Hell, I can't even find time to go out hunting. If I can find time to go out hunting, then maybe we'll talk about me having time to put into this contest and everything. But in all honesty, plus I don't feel as though I wouldn't feel as though I've earned the right to even be up at the level of some of these guys anyway. I mean, there's people doing it a lot better than what I am, that definitely should be up there above me.
So again, it's not fully about like what kind of animals you have or how long have you been in the hobby or anything like that. I think that the contest is perfect for the type of person. And I'm not saying that you're not this type of person, but like the type of person who wants to be like, I'm new in the hobby and I am willing to put everything that I possibly have in order to give myself the best chance at making this hobby something successful, not just something on the side. And what I think that the 15 Minutes of Lame competition does is, in a very, very small situation, it vastly accelerates your ability to network with people. It pushes you to put yourself out there, not just take some pictures of animals, which we all love the animals. The animals are the most important thing, but it's really easy to hold out your hand and snap a picture of an animal than it is to put yourself out and get yourself out in the community. So I think that the contest is for somebody who maybe doesn't have all the skills yet, but they are the type of person who's willing to learn and push themselves outside of their comfort zone, so that way they can meet dozens of people throughout the hobby and they can develop skills and relationships that will vastly help them later on in their breeding business.
1 second here. Let's see here. Sorry, Chad, you're going in timeout with that one.
Oh, what happened? I didn't even see it.
Oh, really inappropriate. Oh. No idea where in the hell that one came from, but definitely timeout for Chad there.
Oh.
Yeah. We're not even going to rehash what that one. That's why I'm literally, am I really reading this?
Yeah, I didn't see it, so. But
Keith, what's up? Creative Genetics. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see
you. And I saw Wiz had jumped in here earlier. So.
Yes, Malacio.
But yeah, I think that if you are willing to push yourself outside your comfort zone and you're willing to, for a short amount of time, like in this case, it's 3 weeks, really put in the work to like, I'm going to put myself out there and I want to test myself and I want to show that I can put myself out there. I think that it helps people develop skills that will be very, very beneficial to actually helping out the content or helping out their business later on.
Yeah. Now, this thing is airing on both your channel and Chris's at the exact same time, correct?
Yes.
How come you chose to do it on both and not just on yours or whatever? Because isn't that? Yeah, I'm just trying to figure that one out because I guess my big like it would make more sense to have it on one channel than everybody kind of splitting up going.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. When you're looking at it strictly from like a trying to get like views through YouTube's algorithm and things like that, rather than it would be better to have one video that everybody goes to and drives up the views on that one video, because it's more likely that YouTube will like notice that this one video is doing really well, and then that one video will trend on the algorithm, hopefully, and all that stuff. And by doing two different videos at the exact same time, it splits up the audience. So what might end up happening is, let's say that you watch it on Chris's channel, we watch it on our channel. So then what ends up happening is when I see Chris's video, like the thumbnail for his video, and I'm like, oh, I already watched it because I watched it on our channel, and I don't click on it, it reduces the click-through rate for Chris's. And then when you see our thumbnail pop up, because you already watched it on Chris's channel and you don't click on it, it reduces our click-through rate. And it is essentially going to be us working against the algorithm a bit to really get it to like trend. But realistically, I don't expect it to go and get like 1 million views or 100,000 views or even 10,000 views. I think the entire time we've done YouTube, we've had 2 videos break 10,000 views. And this video is, I just don't think it's going to be like that. I am happy with just people seeing it, and I don't really care that much about it trying to go viral. Though I'm 100% happy if it happens, but I'm not necessarily expecting it to. So because of that, because I wasn't expecting it to go viral to begin with, I feel like that it helps out the user experience, because we're going to be doing the live beforehand with Chris, and that's going to be simulcast on both of our channels. So that way, whoever tunes into the live, you can just stay on the same channel and watch it all the way through. Like, you don't necessarily have to like jump onto the live on Chris's channel and then jump over to our channel. You can just stay there. And we just felt like it was better for the audience, a better experience for the audience to just be able to pick either one.
It works as long as you guys are both happy doing it that way. I mean, because like you said, I was looking at it from, basically hitting that algorithm sweet spot.
Yeah. And I mean, that may still happen. I don't know. But if you go online and you look up any random song, it's very likely that you're going to see multiple videos, like lyric videos of that song, that all have a ton of views. So it doesn't necessarily mean that only one video can like do well, but I do think that we'll be working against the algorithm a little bit at first, and then hopefully it picks up. I'm just happy if people watch it. And if you don't like it, you can hurt my soul and leave us hateful comments. But leave us a comment though, so that way the YouTube
at least it's the algorithm.
Yeah.
Kai, what up, brother? Look, I got the shirt, although it's really still screwing with the lighting. Not as bad as the white one, but it still screws with the lighting. I was even saying, Steven's like, man, I guess I just have to wear a freaking black shirt anytime I want to do a live. But what up, Kai? Thanks for tuning in, bro. And thank you very much for the shirt. Greatly appreciate it. Courtney said that she jumped back into the Zoom call there with Chris, and he ended it. Hopefully, Troyer says, hopefully it will end up being more of a movie debuting on more than one screen.
I'm down for it. However it works, I'm excited for it. So I think it'll be really fun, and I hope that people enjoy it as much as I do. It was a blast making it. So
James, Be More Exotics, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Let's see here. Steven posts on Leviathan account. I just use my personal. Okay. Anyway, so is there anything else that you want to cover on the whole documentary, Steven? Anything that I didn't think of to mention? Because, like, in all honesty, like, I didn't really know. I was basically counting on you guys to carry I'm not going to lie, to carry the show for me on this one, just because it's one of those things. It's like, I don't really know the right questions to ask for some of this stuff.
Okay. All right.
I was looking at it from like a learning experience, basically.
Okay. I got some questions for you.
Okay.
All right. When it comes to the 15 minutes of lane contest, people, anybody who's watching, you can vote one time every 24 hours once voting opens, and it opens on December 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you are going to vote for somebody, what are things that you want to see? Like, what might get somebody to earn your vote? Are you only going to vote for people that you already know and are friends with? Are you going to vote for people based off of like, oh, that was a funny reel today, I'm going to vote for them today, but tomorrow I might vote for a different person? What are you looking for?
I would go more with like if the reel caught me like in that funny bone spot. Like I mean, like Paul's today, like that reel that Paul put up on his Instagram was everybody Paul from Larger Marge Morphs, that is, just so you guys know. Go check out. It was a reel and it was absolutely freaking hilarious. Watch it to the end, folks. But that like I've got this really dark,
that reel.
Twisted sense of humor.
That was a really good one.
Sometimes. And the way that ended, like it started off, Paul just being normal Paul, and then like you got a glimpse of Paul's like little sick twisted side there, and it was freaking hilarious. I loved it.
It was really good. I was so happy I saw that.
If people can hit that aspect, like just something that makes me chuckle, because like I said before, I've got a lot going on here, and a lot of times it's it's nice just to get a good laugh or something to lighten the mood up. That's the kind of thing that would attract my attention for a vote.
Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to answer. Somebody had asked, who do you see or how do you see who's in it? So Chris is going, it's not up yet, but on Chris's website, there's going to be like a page where you can see everybody who's in it and you can vote. Like you can just like click on their pictures on like, I want to vote for Paul, or I want to vote for Troy, or I want to vote for Brett, or something like that. You'll be able to pick it from there, but I don't think it's up yet because he's only going to make it live, like that page on his website live when the contest is officially started, which is that 8 p.m. on December 1st. But I will read who all is part of it right now. I have to go to the, all right. So we got Alluring Serpents. I'm going down their Instagram handles and all that. So I apologize if you don't actually have your name. I think everybody has their name on here.
I say that's Ray for anybody that doesn't know.
Army Vet with Balls, which is this Richard? I actually don't know Richard, so we'll have to go. We haven't gotten to his interview yet, so we're going through and re-listening to all the interviews. Then we got Troy from Balls and Strikes. We got Beauty and the Balls. We have Nixon Reptiles. We have Chakra Scales. CS Reptile Exotics. Jaw-Dropping Morphs, Jersey Guys Balls, Mosaic Morphs, O'Malley's Morphs, Large Marge Morphs, Portuguese Pythons, Stone Age Ball Pythons, Keys Constrictors, the Ophidiarium, and VIP Morphs Canada.
Okay. Which I know a bunch of those people. So that's where like that popularity thing. It's because in all honesty, when like you had Ray, you had Keys. It's like, man, it's like those two are like they're like brothers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how like that's gonna like really put some people in a tight spot as to who in the heck are they gonna vote for if it comes down if they vote just popularity wise.
Which I don't think there's anything wrong with if you like. Let's say that you have a relationship with Keys, and you're like, oh, I love Keys, and maybe Paul made a really really funny morph, or Paul made a really really funny video, or Jake made a really, really funny video, but you're like, but Keys is my boy. I'm going to vote for Keys. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially on the popular vote. You can vote that way if you're voting in the popular vote because the judges are not necessarily looking at it on who's the most popular. That you can say like, okay, the judges are going to be determining these other aspects. I'm free to vote however you want to vote.
There was Benevolent here. They said, talk about what good basically comes out of this for the contestants. And I know we did cover it earlier, but Stephen, go ahead if you
quick.
Feel
and I don't know if Adam and I can answer that question on like what is good that comes out for the contestants, but I don't know if he might be asking like what does good for contestants in terms of like when contestants do this, they tend to do well. So I will answer I think things that come out of the contest that are good for contestants, honestly, the networking. The networking is the biggest benefit out of it. Like, you can very, very easily leverage the contest into building relationships with people that you would have never talked to before. And those relationships that, So I'll finish this and then I'll jump over that. Those relationships can result in sales, whether that's directly to the individual you built that relationship with, or it might turn into referrals, because if you really build up a friendship with somebody, and let's say that you're really in the TSK Exanthic project, and that friend that you built up a relationship with has a customer that's like, oh yeah, I really want to get a Exanthic DG animal because I want to work that project. And they're like, if that happened to us, we'd be like, okay, we don't have that. Like, that's not a project that we're working on, but Jeremy does. And because you might have built up that relationship through the contest or anything like that, it's just a way to get your name out there that is way more effective than just posting a picture of a snake on Instagram.
Yeah.
That is a huge benefit. That's the biggest benefit. There's a lot of prestige that gets tied to the contest, and I think that helps out not only in the branding of your own business to customers, it helps how bigger breeders see you. Like, bigger breeders are more willing to like collaborate and do stuff with you when they're like, oh yeah, I saw your interview on Chris's show, like, or I saw you compete during the contest, you're legit, that kind of thing. But for the question, in terms of what contestants can do, I personally believe that being consistent on your contest content is super important. Like, not necessarily doing like a reel every single day. I think that if you do maybe 3 reels a week, and that does sound like a lot, but if it's only 3 weeks, that's only 9 reels. That way it's like, you do a reel on Monday, take Tuesday off, you do a reel on Wednesday, take Thursday off, do a reel on Friday, take the weekend off. It will keep you in front of the judges' minds like the entire time that the contest is going on. That's what I would personally recommend, is a minimum 3 posts. It doesn't necessarily have to be a reel, but 3 things a week at minimum. So that way you do that throughout December and you're good to go. Beyond the number of content, I think that things that are funny are more memorable. If you can make somebody laugh, it will make people share it. And if you can like tease other people, like teasing Antoine, teasing Shane, teasing Donato, teasing Chris, teasing Courtney, but don't tease me because I won't vote for you if you tease me. But teasing all of them, that's great. Yeah, that's awesome. And that will be funny and other people will share it. And that's one of the big things, is doing things that gets other people to share it is what's going to make you stand out. And I think that doing that in ways where it's like you're poking fun. Doesn't have to be like malicious, but just making bald jokes at Shane, I think, is perfect. That's perfectly fine. Like, so.
Now, does it have to? Is it highly recommended that it be all through Instagram, or do you have to do it all through Instagram? Can you, if you have a YouTube channel, can you do it through Shorts?
Oh, I would do it.
What is the best way to put it out in front of the judges?
I would do it. So Instagram, I feel like, makes it easy to tag people because almost everybody has an Instagram account, and like I know Donato doesn't. He doesn't have his own YouTube channel, but so like you could tag like us and Shane and Antoine, but you couldn't tag Donato on YouTube. And once you tag us, that's what kind of, you can tag us on everything. Whenever you make a post for it, tag all the judges, tag Chris, because that's like, we're looking for that. We are expecting to be tagged, and that will make sure that we don't just miss it.
Okay.
But yeah, it is, I would say Instagram is the easiest one just because so many people are there already, but we did a lot of stuff on YouTube too. Whether it is, if you're going on other people's lives and talking about the contest, talking about why people should vote for you, I think that that is also really good. And a lot of people did that last year. We did that some last year too. I think YouTube is an awesome platform. I think Instagram's an awesome platform. I think TikTok might be decent for the popular vote, but I don't know if any of the judges are really on TikTok that much. So we might not see it as well or as easily. So
yeah,
if you do a TikTok, cross-post it to Instagram and tag us. So
Keith, TSK is the only way to go, bro. I know you love VPI. Oh man, it brings a tear to my eye every time I have to try to bring somebody to the light. Bring somebody to the light.
It's a lot of fun. I think that the humor is a way to stand out. I think you can poke jabs at people, but if people get like mean, I'm not saying that people won't like your campaign, because maybe people really like somebody who's like going to tell it like it is. But if I feel like that somebody's just being kind of toxic, that's not somebody that I want to vote for, because that's not somebody that I particularly want to be like the like person carrying the flag going forward, if I feel like that they're just essentially like stirring crap, if that makes sense. And I don't feel like that anybody's ever done that. Nobody's been malicious that I've ever seen, and it's all been in good nature.
And that's, for something like this, I can't see people getting that, doing that. I mean, you'd have to be kind of in a bad, low place to want to even get like think during the fun competition like this.
If somebody went into the competition and they were like, don't vote for this other person because they have terrible animals and that they've never done anything and they're going to be out in 2 years, that's not funny. That's just mean. Like, and so it's like a situation that I personally wouldn't do. Maybe somebody could make it funny, but I feel like that's just,
yeah.
Like,
there's only one. God, there's probably only one person I know of that could make mean work. And I don't even know if it would work out in their favor. But that would be my brother Danny there at DTMG. Sometimes Danny's just mean, but it's absolutely freaking hilarious.
Now, if you're funny, yeah, you can get away with a lot more if you're funny. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah, I love my brother Danny. He's a character. I'm surprised he's not here watching. Maybe he is. I don't know. But anyway. So that's basically all I got, Steven. Is there anything else you want to go over?
No, I'm all good.
It's actually a little bit shorter of a show than usual. I'm not gonna lie, everybody. I don't know what's going on with me. I've been like, my ass has just been dragging here the past couple of weeks. It's just like overly tired. I don't know what the hell's going on. Maybe it's just that change of weather, the winter. It's raining here today. It's just, yeah, it's got me down and just kind of tired.
But no, I really appreciate you having us on. It's a blast. It's always a blast talking to you, and I'm super stoked for the contest this year.
And where can everybody go to vote?
Okay,
that I think is the big important thing. Where can everybody here go to vote?
So December 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, snakesinthefatman.com. You'll see a link on the homepage where it will be like vote in the 15 minutes of lame contest. You can vote one time every 24 hours, not one time every day. It's every 24 hours from when you did your last vote. You will be able to vote again. So you can vote as many times as you want throughout the contest. But yeah, it's just one time every 24 hours. So get it. Vote for who you think is the best, who you think is going to represent the reptile hobby the best going forward. Vote for the person who you think is the most attractive. It doesn't matter why you vote for somebody. Just vote every single day.
I gotta say, if I remember to vote, Paul, you have my vote, sir, for that the reel you did today, brother. That made me laugh hysterically. I'm not gonna lie, that was very sick and funny.
If a contestant because I know last year there was like people jumping on shows, are you down to, if somebody reached out to you being like, hey, could I come on your show and say why people should vote for me? Are you open to that? Or are you like, I'm booked up throughout December? So
in all honesty, let me pull up, like, because December is very, like, I had a hard time figuring out how I wanted to even schedule December. Next on the 3rd, I have Nathan from Infinite Possible Pythons live sponsor auction. So next Sunday is booked. The 10th is open. I was trying to get Billy, but Billy's busy. I sent him a text. He didn't get back to me. No big deal. I get it. He's got a lot going on. So, because I was gonna try to get Billy on, I always like enjoy having Billy on once a year, but maybe I'll hit him up tomorrow just to see if I don't get a response back, and if not, I would have the 10th open for somebody. The 17th, I have Robert from Husbandry Pro on, so that is booked up. And then here's where I ran into the kicker spot of December. The 24th and the 31st are the next Sundays. Well, I can tell you this much, folks. I will not be down here on Christmas Eve because I go over to my brother's place every Christmas Eve and play pool and we just hang out as a family. So the 24th, I will not be here. And the 31st, I will be up in the mountains with some friends, more than likely celebrating, having a good time. So I'll have to see. I'm kind of thinking try to do the 23rd and the 30th, kind of move it over to that.
Mm-hmm.
But the only issue is then I start overlapping other lives, which I don't like doing, especially since one of them would be Holly's. They're from Texoma Exotics. I always enjoy trying to get over onto hers, and I don't want to overlap hers. And it just kind of becomes a real pain in the neck there. Well, but I think I'm just because you know how the algorithm is. If you don't do things on your scheduled, time frame, it really bites you in the butt. So I'm kind of basically forced into at least those 2 Saturdays. So I would have those 2 Saturdays open. If there is anybody that is watching that's a contestant and you guys would like to come on, hit me up for either of those days and either the 10th, the 23rd, or the 30th, and we can make a show out of it because I'm probably more than likely I didn't have any of those people on the show yet anyway, so it's a kind of 2-for-1 deal.
I do. So the contest ends on midnight, the 24th or whatever. So like right as it turns to Christmas Day, contest is done. So the contest results will be announced Christmas Day on a video on Chris's channel, Snakes and the Fat Man. So
Keith here has an idea. Someone should host it like a panel. Jeremy can have everybody on that wants to, and Jeremy can control the switch, ask a question, give him 60 seconds to answer it. That's an idea too.
So I know Chris is doing a debate this year with the contestants. Let me go see when it is really quick. And then it is Chris is going to do a debate December 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So all of the contestants will be on there, or everybody who wants to participate, and it will be very similar to that. Like, ask a question, people will get a short amount of time to answer. So that way, anybody who's interested just to see a little bit more on the contestants, definitely tune into the debates. But thank you so much, Jeremy. You're awesome.
Hey, dude. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on, Steven, and hanging out for basically almost 2 hours, dude. So, I mean, this is actually kind of where the time frame I want to try to be at, in all honesty, everybody. I know we all, all right, maybe some of you enjoy the 3 hours, the 4 hour lives, but that puts my butt to bed at like midnight sometimes. This is kind of a nice sweet spot. I'm not going to lie. I enjoy hitting around that 2 hour mark. So I'm actually happy that we can actually make that happen tonight. But definitely anybody that, Keith, that was a good idea. And that's something, I mean, I'll have to think about it. Doing a panel and that type of deal, it's a very good idea. Some of these people I haven't really had a chance to get to know and actually like have them on and get some good content out of them as well. So I kind of enjoy that aspect as well. Dive into some of the stuff they're working on. I really dig that kind of stuff.
And we want to know that. We want to know those judges. Like, it's definitely info we want to know. So
yeah. So we'll have to see. Like I said, if anybody wants to come on for either of those dates that may be watching, hit me up, guys. Let me know, and I'll try to fit. Maybe even I'll see who hits me up, and we'll go figure it out from there. I'll say that. If you guys want to come on, and either on what did I say, the 10th, the 23rd, or the 30th, let me know, and we'll figure it out from there. It helps me out. It helps you guys out as well. So we'll see what we can make of it.
Awesome.
But
Sounds good.
this week as well, I'm not gonna lie, folks. Finally got through all of my recorded videos that I had stored. So what you guys will get this week is a freshly filmed video for a change. It might be a new edition video because there has been an awful lot of stuff that has been added into the collection here lately. Some very, very nice animals that are furthering some projects. And there's probably going to be... I'm going to start getting back into like the carpet python videos as well, because the carpets kind of have taken a slight backseat, which I don't like because, God, you guys all know how much I love the carpet pythons. But definitely, we'll have to... you guys are going to be getting some fresh content, and we're going to have egg clutch hatching on the 12th or 13th. So be ready for an egg cutting coming up as well. As I said, next weekend, everybody, Nathan from Infinite Possible Python sponsor auction will be here, 8 p.m. Eastern as usual. And God knows what that man's packing, because he's always got some killer stuff as well. So make sure you guys tune in for that. I didn't mean to bump the laptop there. My bad. But Steven, thanks again, bro, for tuning in and joining me tonight. I greatly appreciate. Courtney, thank you for being in the chat as well, and for helping Steven out on some of those things that he slightly forgot. But greatly appreciate you guys. Like, in all honesty, I appreciate you guys taking the time to come on here as well. I really do. And Shane, if you're watching this far into it, thank you very much, Shane, for coming on as well. Small Town Exotics. Make sure you guys go and check out Leviathan Snakes, Small Town Exotics. Check out the sponsors all up there. Check out all the sponsors, guys. Links are in the descriptions down below. Greatly appreciate it again, Steven. Thank you. Hang on here 1 second. And I will see you guys next Sunday here, 8 p.m. Have a great week. I have an awesome week of vacation lined up. So there's going to be lots of filming, lots of just kicking back and finally relaxing just a tiny bit. Much needed rest. But thank you again, everybody, for all the love and support. And I will see you next week. Later.